Imagine living a life where all the craziness in the world doesn't bother you. Picture a life where the ups and downs of city life don't affect you, and you're strong enough to handle anything life throws your way. It might sound like a storybook fantasy, or maybe it seems like an impossible dream, far removed from the reality of everyday life. But what if I told you that there's a key to this kind of life, and it's been around for ages, just waiting for you to discover it? This isn't some new age fad or a quick fix solution that promises the world but delivers nothing. No, this key is time-tested, grounded in wisdom that has stood the test of thousands of years. And the best part? It's not hidden away in some remote mountaintop or guarded by mystical creatures. It's right here, right now, within your reach. This key is Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has guided countless individuals through life's storms, helping them find tranquility, resilience, and deep satisfaction in life. So, are you ready to unlock a new way of living? Are you ready to discover a strength you never knew you had and a peace you've only dreamed of? Welcome aboard this very special journey, a complete guide to discovering and exploring the world of Stoicism. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you liked the video so that you can help me continue spreading the Stoic philosophy. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any video. We often find ourselves carried away by the waves of emotions, distractions, and worldly desires in our chaotic modern lives, often accompanied by noise and hurry. Stoicism offers a way to find inner peace, self-control, and mental toughness. It is firm and immovable, like a rock. Mastering the art of letting go is the first step we need to take on this road. You will learn not only how to tell the difference between things you can control and things you can't, but also how to let go of the things you can't control. We can clear out our inner and outer worlds through Stoicism and minimalism, making room for more meaningful activities. Making room in our lives for what really counts is the first step. The next step is to strengthen our willpower. Building self-discipline is the Stoic way to become great. It's about developing values, controlling your urges, and living a life that doesn't follow society's ever-changing whims, but instead follows unchanging principles that make you happy. Now that we are focused, we face the problems in life head-on. That's where the mind that can't be broken comes in. In this video, we'll start a journey that will help you find a life that you not only live, but also love. We're going to talk about 10 strong lessons that will give you the mental toughness you need to get through life's big waves. Being optimistic isn't the point. The point is to build strong mental models that help you stay strong when things go wrong. Last but not least, get ready to free your mind. You will learn 10 life-changing lessons from Stoicism that will help you break free from the limits you put on yourself. You can take control of your emotions and actions and drastically improve the quality of your life. If you know how to push the right mental buttons, you can become impervious to the chaos of the outside world by following the Stoic advice we'll discuss today. It gives you a peace and happiness that nothing outside of yourself can take away. It's a trip to learn the art of living a life full of virtue, knowledge, and unbreakable strength. We will also learn a lot about the subtleties of both minimalism and Stoicism in this journey. We'll talk about where they came from, what they stand for, and how they can improve people's lives. We will also talk about how to apply these philosophies to our everyday lives and compare and contrast them. For example, case studies and anecdotes will show us how these ideas have changed the lives of real people. Finally, we will talk about what we have learned and encourage you to start using parts of minimalism and Stoicism that work for you. As we begin this illuminating trip through the worlds of minimalism and Stoicism, get ready to have your ideas about what it means to live a fulfilling life challenged. To live a meaningful life, you need to plan ahead, be good, and be brave enough to let go of what isn't important. Let's go down this road together. Now take a deep breath, prepare to learn, feel more confident, and gain freedom as we explore the modern-day Stoics' knowledge. What if you woke up in a peaceful place where everything you own has a place and a purpose? Your heart is happy and your mind is clear. You know that the only things you can control are your thoughts and deeds, so you can face the storms of life with a strong heart. It's not impossible to reach these seemingly impossible goals. In fact, the way to a meaningful life is at the heart of both minimalism and Stoicism, two philosophies that were created hundreds of years apart. Welcome to Minimalism and Stoicism, letting go for a meaningful life. First, let's talk about the growing modern minimalist trend. Minimalism is more than just a style, it's a way of life. The minimalist movement as we know it today did not start by itself. Like many other art forms that came out in the late 1950s and early 1960s, it has its roots in music and visual arts. It was thought that art didn't have to be complicated to be meaningful, so these types of art focused on using simple things. As time went on, this idea changed into living minimalism. People started to question the consumerist culture that ruled society in the early 2000s, which is when minimalism became popular as a way of life. They wanted a life that was less complicated and more meaningful, without all the things that come with it. This is where the modern minimalist movement got its start. It's a reaction to the excesses of capitalism and the search for happiness beyond material wealth. The fundamental principles that underpin minimalism will now be discussed in greater detail. To begin with, minimalism is all about making things easier. It means getting rid of the extra, the pointless, and the annoying things so that you can focus on what really counts. This could mean getting rid of junk in your house, making your schedule more manageable, or even cutting back on social media. Making a space in your mind and body that shows your values and priorities is what it's all about. The second core principle is being mindful. Minimalism started as an art trend that emphasized realism and simplicity in the middle of the 20th century. It slowly crept into many areas of culture, such as music, building, and a way of life. People are turning to minimalism to get back their time, space, and focus. They are discovering that getting rid of the physical mess helps them build relationships, follow their hobbies, and enjoy a level of depth that material things can't provide. Now, let's go back in time to the busy streets of ancient Athens, where Stoicism first appeared around the 3rd century BC. Like minimalism, Stoicism is about making things simpler, but its main focus is on making things simpler inside. The philosophy teaches that the best way to live a happy life is to build self-control, logic, and ethics. Stoicism helps people figure out what they can control and what they can't. It encourages people to focus on what they can control and let go of what they can't. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, 3 Stoic philosophers, taught us that what makes us happy is not what is happening around us, but rather our perceptions and responses to it. Letting go is what connects minimalism and Stoicism. Minimalism tells us to get rid of unnecessary things in our bodies, and Stoicism teaches us how to let go of mental loads and ties. Both philosophies are based on the idea that there is freedom in simplicity and separation, which means freedom to live a meaningful, happy life. These philosophies can work together to create a strong foundation for a life that is not only clear and strong, but also deeply meaningful, with an open mind and a desire to learn. Let us start this journey of discovery. We should be ready to question our beliefs, break out of old habits, and accept new ways of doing things. The ideas of minimalism and Stoicism invite us to go on a trip that is both about letting go and finding out what is really important to hold on to. This journey isn't just about ideas, it's also very emotional. We are all being asked to think about the choices we are making, the lives we are living, and the values we are supporting. It's a call to let go of what's extra and choose what's important, to stop the noise and choose knowledge, to let go of what's temporary and choose what will last forever. Together, let us follow the path of minimalism and Stoicism to a life that is not just lived, but loved, not just endured, but honored, and not just short, but meaningful. At one point, Stoicism and minimalism stand next to each other as we walk the road of discovery. Though they came out hundreds of years apart, these two strong philosophies have a lot in common, as well as clear differences. Now let's take a close look at the tapestry they've made. Let's start with what they have in common. In the first place, both stress the importance of seeking simplicity and focus. Minimalism tells us to make our lives easier by getting rid of unnecessary things and clearing out our places. When it comes to our inner lives, Stoicism tells us to keep things simple by being reasonable and focused on what we can control. In both philosophies, we are told to get rid of what isn't important so that we can focus on what does. The second thing they have in common is getting rid of extra. In the philosophy of minimalism, this means getting rid of things that don't make our lives better. Stoicism is about letting go of excessive desires, emotions, and ties that obstruct our pursuit of virtue and cloud our judgment. Both philosophies agree that too much, whether it's physical waste or mental chaos, can get in the way of living a happy life. The third thing they have in common is that they both stress being happy inside. The idea of minimalism teaches us that happiness doesn't come from having more things, but from living a life with meaning. Stoicism, on the other hand, holds that happiness comes from living in harmony with nature and reason, not from receiving praise or money from other people. Let's look at the things that are different. The first difference is how they fit into history and culture. Modern minimalism grew out of a reaction against consumerism and having too many things. It was mostly popular in the Western world. But Stoicism comes from ancient Greece and Rome. It was an intellectual reaction to people's search for happiness and virtue in a world that was full of chaos. What's different about the second one is its reach and use. Minimalism is mostly about the real parts of our lives. It tells us to clear out our places and think about what we buy. Stoicism, on the other hand, looks at our internal ideas, emotions, and character in addition to our outward situations. The third difference is in what drives each person. A lot of people who are minimalists want to make their lives more open, free, and sharp. It's about taking care of your surroundings. However, Stoicism has its roots in moral philosophy. It's about taking care of your soul and spirit. The Stoic is driven by a sense of duty to live in a way that is in line with reason and nature. When we think about these ways, the philosophies are alike and different. We can see that they are like two sides of the same coin. They both show us how to live a simple, focused, and happy life, but they do it in different ways and with different tools. If you will think of minimalism as a way to get around in the real world by clearing out our areas and narrowing our actions, Stoicism is the guidance that helps us manage our thoughts, emotions, and character with virtue and knowledge as we travel through the internal seas. They work well together to make something powerful. Adding the focus and simplicity of minimalism to the wisdom and virtue of Stoicism can help us make a life that is not only clear and focused, but also deeply meaningful and in line with our greatest values. Not only should we pick one philosophy, but we should pick both. Let's instead see them both as helpful guides that work together. The guide of Stoicism will keep us on a path that is true to who we are and what we value. Let minimalism be the ship that moves us forward. Let's pause for a moment to contemplate our living spaces and possessions. Are they truly useful or just excess baggage? Reflect on your words, feelings, and actions. Do they align with your values? Let's embrace the essence of Stoicism's pursuit of knowledge and minimalism's call for simplicity as we progress. Let's craft a purposeful life that satisfies our core needs for meaning and happiness. Although these philosophies originate from distinct places and harbor different objectives, they both strive to facilitate a simple life rich in significance. Minimalism advocates for decluttering the external world, while Stoicism urges us to govern our internal realm. This amalgamation leads us not only towards simplicity and knowledge, but also towards a profoundly meaningful existence. By standing at the crossroads of these philosophies, we possess the tools to shape our unique journey, focused on a more fulfilling and joyful life. Embracing the flames of Stoicism and minimalism, let's delve into practical application with open hearts and minds. By studying these ancient philosophies, amalgamating their concepts, and living by their teachings, we progress while expressing gratitude for the wisdom passed down through generations. The forthcoming section will delve into integrating Stoicism and minimalism into your daily routine, creating a fabric that is not only practical and wise, but also deeply meaningful. This fusion in our daily lives marks a pivotal step towards a more purposeful existence. Let's transition theory into practice and embark on the path towards a more meaningful life. Begin by implementing simple principles into your daily life. Start by decluttering your physical space, evaluating possessions for utility and joy. Be mindful of your consumption, ensuring alignment with your values. Prioritize quality over quantity, investing in things and relationships that enhance your well-being. Utilize Stoic philosophy to make decisions and navigate challenges. Understand the duality of control, focusing on what you can influence and accepting what is beyond your power. Base choices on your values, prioritizing honesty, trustworthiness, and compassion. Cultivate self-awareness through reflection, enhancing logical reasoning and emotional resilience. Strive for a harmonious blend of Stoicism and minimalism to foster personal growth. Adapt these philosophies to suit your needs and goals, taking gradual steps towards change and growth. Explore real-life examples of individuals like Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus, known as the minimalists, who found meaning and alignment with their values by blending Stoic principles with minimalism. Another example is businessman and author Tim Ferriss, who has been very open about how Stoicism has changed his life and the way he makes decisions. He has also turned to minimalism, focused on the most important things and people in his life that are in line with his values. Combining Stoicism and minimalism can be a great way to grow as a person and live a more meaningful life. By making our outside world simpler through minimalism and strengthening our minds with Stoicism, we can create a life that is not only free of clutter, but also full of meaning and happiness. As we come to the end of this part, I want you to take a moment to think about what you like about both Stoicism and minimalism. You should think about how you can apply these principles to your own life and how they can help you grow and be happy. Let's keep going down this path together, taking in the knowledge and usefulness that Stoicism and minimalism have to offer. These philosophies can enhance our lives, aiding in releasing excess and fostering a profound sense of purpose. Before delving further, let's acknowledge that merging minimalism and Stoicism can yield significant benefits. While challenges may arise, dedication and a willingness to step out of comfort zones are crucial. It's essential to grasp that this fusion is not a destination, but a journey of perpetual transformation and growth. Our comprehension and application of these philosophies will evolve alongside us, tailored to our individual paths. There's no universal solution, no ultimate attainment of minimalism or Stoicism. They accompany us on our lifelong quest for full humanity. Along this journey, let's practice self-compassion and patience, recognizing that change takes time, especially when altering our lifestyles and mindsets. Embracing setbacks as learning opportunities, we can forge ahead with renewed vigor and focus. Remember, we are not alone on this journey. Countless others have navigated similar paths, seeking a more meaningful existence. Drawing lessons from their experiences can enlighten and reassure us, underscoring our shared pursuit of purpose and joy. As we delve deeper, let's explore the rich tapestry of Eastern philosophies and religions, steeped in millennia of wisdom and contemplation. Notably, the parallels between Stoicism, minimalism, and these Eastern traditions are striking. Embracing mindfulness, balance, and detachment, we can glean insights from both Western and Eastern philosophies, fostering personal growth and interconnectedness. By blending these diverse perspectives, we can paint a vibrant canvas of a purposeful, harmonious life. This synthesis may pose challenges, demanding compromises and tough decisions, yet the rewards, a life imbued with significance, happiness, and unity with the world, are immeasurable. Reflecting on our journey through minimalism, Stoicism, and Eastern philosophies, we've uncovered a wealth of knowledge. From the simplicity and intentionality of minimalism to the rationality and emotional mastery of Stoicism, each philosophy offers valuable lessons for a fulfilling existence. Let's heed the wisdom of the East and the West, finding our equilibrium through simplification, rationalization, and harmonization. While the path may not always be smooth, embracing this holistic approach can lead us to a life rich in meaning, joy, and connection with our surroundings. The next stop on our trip was the place where minimalism and Stoicism meet, We saw a strong link between them in their search for simplicity, focus, and inner peace. However, we also noticed differences in their historical background, scope, and main goals. We discussed how these different philosophies can help us live a more meaningful life by cutting down on unnecessary things. Additionally, we explored how to apply minimalism and Stoicism in our daily lives, organizing not only our physical spaces but also our minds by following simple principles. We also delved into using Stoic philosophy to aid in decision-making and coping with life's challenges. Real-life examples showed how people have combined both philosophies to better themselves. Our journey expanded as we ventured to the Eastern shores, examining various Eastern faiths and philosophies that align with minimalism and Stoicism. Beliefs such as the Middle Way in Buddhism, Tao in Taoism, Dharma in Hinduism, and the doctrine of the mean in Confucianism resonated with the principles of minimalism and Stoicism. Instead of concluding your study here, let it be the beginning. Consider how you can apply the lessons from Stoicism and minimalism in your daily life. Experiment with different approaches to find what suits you best, adapting them to your needs. Different individuals have varying perspectives on leading a meaningful and happy life. There is no universal solution. Continuous learning, unlearning, and relearning are essential in cultivating a fulfilling life aligned with personal values and ideals. Recognize that material possessions, external validation, and societal norms are fleeting. True happiness and contentment stem from a life grounded in simplicity, virtue, and purpose. Let's carry forward the wisdom passed down through millennia, illuminating the path for ourselves and others. Marcus Aurelius is one of the few people in history who has had such a lasting impact on philosophy and leadership. As Emperor of Rome and a devoted follower of Stoicism, his life was a living example of self-discipline and strength. Today, we'll examine his philosophies in greater detail, looking at how he taught and demonstrated self-discipline throughout his life. We'll find practical ways to incorporate his lessons into our own lives. Stoicism is based on the ideas of a school of philosophy that started in ancient Greece and grew during the time of the Roman Empire. Because of what Marcus Aurelius wrote and taught, Stoicism became very famous. Epictetus and Zeno of Citium, two early Stoic philosophers, made important additions to what we know about Stoic philosophy. Stoicism stresses the importance of self-discipline, personal virtue, and strength. It offers a way to deal with life's problems, handle and control emotions, and find peace in the midst of chaos. The Stoics believe that we have full control over our own thoughts, deeds, and emotions, but not over the things that happen around us. Stoic philosophy gives us a deep understanding of what it means to be human and how we are connected to and a part of the world. When things happen that are out of our control, we should focus on what we can do, like adopting principles such as understanding, self-control, and fairness. The way of Stoicism leads to a life of moral purity, change, and personal growth. In the year 165 AD, the Roman Empire faced a challenging period during the Antonine Plague. Marcus Aurelius turned to Stoic philosophy for guidance, demonstrating courage, strength, and wisdom as he guided his people through the crisis and helped them rebuild their lives. Stoicism teaches that even in difficult times, people can overcome challenges, maintain hope, and succeed. These enduring Stoic teachings offer valuable advice on resilience, self-control, and other important qualities for navigating life's complexities. By grasping fundamental principles and drawing wisdom from famous Stoic philosophers, one can begin a transformative journey towards self-discovery, inner peace, and a meaningful life. The Antonine Plague, thought to be an attack of smallpox or measles, hit the Roman Empire with a force that had never been seen before. The plague quickly spread, destroying the empire's social and economic order and causing fear and chaos among the people. As a leader, Aurelius saw how important it was to have a guiding philosophy during this time of chaos. He turned to Stoic philosophy, looking inside himself for knowledge and strength to help him face the task. Aurelius followed the practice of Stoicism, which teaches that one should accept the difficulties of life and remain virtuous even when things go wrong. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca taught him that virtue alone is enough to bring happiness. He learned that real happiness and power come from within a person, not from their surroundings. By facing the facts about the plague, he built up his strength and refused to let fear take over. Instead, he focused on his own actions and how he dealt with the problems that were under his control. Marcus Aurelius set a good example by living according to the Stoic values he believed in. He showed unshakable courage and strength by remaining resilient even during terrible times and significant challenges, despite putting his health at constant risk. He worked hard to meet the needs of his people, showing understanding and kindness through his actions. He encouraged his people to be strong and find peace within themselves. Stoicism helped Aurelius find meaning and purpose during the turmoil of the plague. He saw it as an opportunity to improve himself and help others become stronger. The situation served as a reminder of life's brevity and the importance of living virtuously. By recognizing life's temporary nature, Aurelius urged his people to cherish every moment, prioritize virtue over financial gain, and practice gratitude even in difficult times. The Roman Empire was strengthened and comforted by Aurelius's use of Stoic philosophy. Despite the severe suffering caused by the Antonine Plague, his guidance and strength enabled the kingdom to eventually recover and be restored. Today, the lessons of Stoicism that Aurelius taught us remain relevant, reminding us of the strength of the human spirit and the ability to find inner peace even in the worst situations. Stoicism, originating in ancient Greece and thriving during the Roman period, emphasizes the significance of virtue and courage in adversity, striving for self-mastery through discipline and self-restraint. Marcus Aurelius personified Stoicism, using its teachings to face life's trials with unwavering strength and insight. This philosophy encourages individuals to tap into their inner strength, develop resilience, and improve moral character through balance and equity. Stoic principles empower individuals to control their minds, aligning their thoughts, emotions, and actions with their beliefs and goals. At the core of Stoicism is the belief that true power comes from mastering one's thoughts and actions, fostering inner strength through self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius, in his renowned work, Meditations, emphasized the importance of mastering one's mind rather than external circumstances to find inner strength. This notion encapsulates the Stoic principle of directing focus towards managing thoughts and emotions, instead of allowing external events to dictate internal feelings. As a leader, Marcus Aurelius faced numerous challenges during his rule over Rome, including civil unrest, wars, and economic instability. Despite these adversities, he displayed unwavering resolve and a commitment to the well-being of his people. His leadership style, influenced by Stoic beliefs, enabled him to confront failures with resilience and motivate those around him. By applying Stoic principles, Marcus Aurelius navigated difficulties with historical significance, demonstrating strength and inspiring others. His dedication to good governance, justice, and improving living conditions underscored his commitment to the welfare of his people. Marcus's personal life exemplified discipline, humility, and a pursuit of self-improvement, reflecting his enduring legacy as a leader of integrity and compassion. His teachings on Stoicism continue to resonate, offering valuable insights on self-discipline and mindful living. By practicing consistency, self-reflection, gratitude, and mindfulness, individuals can cultivate inner strength and resilience, aligning actions with values and purpose. The integration of physical exercise, gratitude, perspective, and social relationships, as advocated by Marcus Aurelius, serves as a blueprint for developing self-discipline and fostering personal growth in the modern world. Central to his philosophy is the notion of controlling one's mind, recognizing its pivotal role in shaping perceptions, emotions, and behaviors. Through mindfulness and self-awareness, individuals can combat negative thoughts, cultivate clarity, and ultimately exercise agency over their mental well-being. We must be disciplined and alert at all times, which involves questioning the truth of our thoughts, reshaping our perspective on negative narratives, and embracing more positive viewpoints to lead a more fulfilling life. Aligning our thoughts with Stoic principles and engaging in an internal dialogue based on reason and ethics is crucial. Keeping a diary, a practice utilized by Marcus Aurelius, allows for daily reflection on thoughts and emotions, aiding in identifying patterns in our thinking and fostering the development of better ideas. Marcus Aurelius believed that by controlling our thoughts, we can fortify ourselves against adversity, acknowledging that while we cannot control external events, we have the power to choose our responses. Cultivating inner peace and strength through a focus on gratitude, acceptance, and virtue remains essential in today's world. Recognizing our thought patterns, replacing negative thoughts with positive perceptions, and enhancing our mental resilience are vital skills for improving our well-being, endurance, and ability to navigate life's challenges with grace. Stoic philosophy emphasizes redirecting our attention from what is beyond our control to what we can influence, our actions and attitudes. By concentrating on what we can change, such as our decisions and behaviors, we can enhance our adaptability and maintain tranquility. Marcus Aurelius stressed the importance of setting goals aligned with our values to foster self-discipline, emphasizing the significance of having a clear purpose and direction. Making decisions in accordance with our values and objectives enables us to prioritize what truly matters and guides us in facing life's trials with integrity and satisfaction. By clarifying our purpose and establishing meaningful goals, we can channel our efforts towards personal growth and self-discipline. Learning self-control is a fundamental aspect of cultivating self-discipline, according to Marcus Aurelius. By exercising restraint over our impulses, desires, and emotions, we enhance our inner strength and advance our personal development. Self-control empowers us to resist immediate gratification, make choices that align with our values and long-term aspirations, and ultimately promote our well-being and growth. Through self-control, we strengthen our resolve and deepen our commitment to the path of self-discipline. Marcus emphasizes the importance of resilience in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us not to fear life's problems and failures, but to see them as opportunities for growth. Resilience, in this context, means being able to face challenges while maintaining inner strength and stability. Marcus suggests that accepting life's unpredictability helps us become resilient. Stoics understand that we can't control external events, but we can control our reactions to them. By accepting change and uncertainty, we strengthen our inner selves and learn to weather life's storms with calmness. Resilience in Stoicism also involves viewing setbacks as chances for personal growth. Instead of seeing challenges as barriers, Stoics see them as opportunities to practice virtues like courage, determination, and patience. By accepting difficulties as part of our journey and focusing on what we can control, we enhance our resilience. When we don't let external events dictate our emotions, we maintain inner peace and composure even in tough times. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that obstacles and challenges are not just things we have to deal with. Instead, they can be turned into chances to grow and learn. Self-discipline means being able to adjust how we act and think when faced with challenges. Instead of fighting against or feeling sorry for ourselves because of difficulties, we can see them as chances to be better people. This mindset doesn't just help us become more disciplined, but also makes us stronger and happier. Marcus Aurelius wrote a book called Meditations that is full of wise advice about building self-discipline. He talks about focusing on the present, not relying too much on what others think, and being open to change. By following his ideas, we can develop a kind of self-discipline that is based on wisdom and goodness. It's not just about controlling ourselves, it's about living a life that feels meaningful and satisfying, no matter what's happening around us. To become masters of ourselves, as Marcus Aurelius believed, we have to start by controlling our thoughts and feelings. By paying attention to what's going on inside us, we can choose how to react to things that happen outside. This helps us stay calm and clear-headed. Acceptance is another important part of being disciplined. Instead of getting upset when things don't go our way, we can see setbacks as chances to learn and grow. By seeing obstacles as stepping stones, we can become stronger and more determined. Building resilience or toughness is also key. Even when life is hard, we can stay calm and focused. There are many practical things we can do to build self-discipline, inspired by Marcus Aurelius. We can create regular habits, take care of our bodies, practice being aware of the present moment, be thankful for what we have, and surround ourselves with supportive people. By doing these things, we can become more disciplined and lead more satisfying lives. Marcus Aurelius lived a long time ago, but his ideas are still relevant today. In a world full of distractions and changes, self-discipline is more important than ever. It helps us focus on what's really important and act wisely. It's amazing how someone who lived so long ago can understand the same things we struggle with today. This shows that deep down, people haven't changed much over the years. Marcus Aurelius's teachings give us the strength to face challenges and grow as people. Instead of seeing difficulties as things to avoid, we can see them as chances to become better. As we finish, let's remember that each of us has the potential to be wise and strong. Let Marcus Aurelius's words inspire us to be disciplined and live lives that are meaningful and true. Let's remember that in life, we're both the writer and the main character. By practicing self-discipline, we can create stories of success and resilience in the grand tale of history. Let's fill our chapters with wisdom, purpose, and the ink of self-discipline, guided by the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Let's move forward with determination, focusing on possibilities rather than being disturbed by events, as it's not events themselves, but our judgments about them that unsettle us. Imagine a world where external circumstances don't control our happiness, where we can manage our emotions and find peace amidst chaos. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, has guided many towards personal growth. At its core are the teachings of Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become a renowned philosopher. Epictetus was born in Phrygia, present-day Turkey, around 50 AD. Despite being enslaved, he pursued philosophy and eventually became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. After gaining freedom, he taught in Rome until Emperor Domitian's decree expelled philosophers. He then fled to Nicopolis, Greece, where he established a school. His teachings, recorded by his student Arrian, are encapsulated in two main works, the Discourses and the Enchiridion Handbook. The Enchiridion, a practical guide to virtuous living, emphasizes that while we can't control external events, we can control our reactions. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our thoughts and actions, rather than external circumstances or others' opinions. Let's explore the top 10 lessons from the Enchiridion, practical wisdom to navigate life's uncertainties. By understanding and applying these lessons, we can experience personal growth and resilience. Lesson 1. Recognize what's within your control. Epictetus teaches us to distinguish between what we can control, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and what we can't, external events, others' actions. For instance, if a traffic jam makes us late for an interview, we can't change the situation, but we can control our response. Rather than dwelling on the missed opportunity, we can adapt our approach and continue with determination. By focusing on what we can influence, we empower ourselves to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure, maintaining our equilibrium amidst adversity. Lesson 2. Embracing faith and accepting life's events. Another important lesson from the Stoic Enchiridion is the idea of accepting fate and embracing the natural flow of life. According to Stoic philosophy, the universe operates according to a rational order, and everything that occurs is part of this cosmic plan. By embracing the concept of faith, we can develop a sense of calmness and learn to value life's experiences, both good and bad. Embracing faith doesn't mean simply giving up and letting things happen to us. Instead, it encourages us to focus on what we can control and to gain the wisdom to accept and adapt to situations beyond our control. By doing so, we can find inner peace and purpose, even in the most challenging circumstances. For instance, imagine you've been eagerly planning a vacation for months, anticipating a well-deserved break. However, just days before your departure, you fall ill and can't travel. Naturally, you feel disappointed and frustrated. But by remembering Epictetus's teachings, we realize that our health is ultimately something we can't control. By accepting the situation and embracing fate, we can avoid being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Practically, this might involve focusing on our recovery, using the unexpected free time to pursue personal projects, or spending quality time with loved ones. By shifting our perspective and finding the positive aspects of the situation, we can turn what seems like a setback into an opportunity for growth and learning. Learning to accept fate and embrace the natural order of the universe allows us to develop a sense of inner peace in the face of life's uncertainties. When we approach life with an open heart and a willingness to adapt, we can find meaning and joy in every experience, regardless of the outcome. This mindset of acceptance and adaptability can lead to a more fulfilling and contented life. Lesson 3. Pursuing a virtuous life. Stoic philosophy, as explained by Epicurus in the Enchiridion, emphasizes the importance of pursuing virtue as the ultimate aim in life. Virtue, in this context, means being morally excellent and improving one's character. Epicurus argues that living virtuously is valuable in itself and leads to genuine happiness and fulfillment. According to the Stoics, there are 4 main virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By practicing these virtues in our daily lives, we can become better individuals and positively impact our communities. Let's consider an example to understand how we can apply this lesson. Imagine you discover a wallet on the street with a lot of money and the owner's identification inside. While it might be tempting to keep the money, living a virtuous life would mean making the effort to return the wallet to its rightful owner. By doing so, you demonstrate justice by treating others fairly and wisdom by understanding the importance of honesty and integrity. Consistently choosing virtuous actions, even in difficult situations, helps us develop our character and strengthen our moral compass over time. These decisions bring deep satisfaction, self-respect, and earn the respect of others. Prioritizing virtue over material possessions or external validation lays a solid foundation for lasting happiness and personal growth. Pursuing a virtuous life is a central teaching of Stoic philosophy. By striving to cultivate moral excellence and uphold the values of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we enrich our lives and make positive contributions to the world around us. Embracing these principles allows us to experience the true happiness and fulfillment that Epicurus believed was achievable through a life of virtue. Lesson 4. Detaching from material possessions and external circumstances. Epicurus teaches us about the importance of detachment from material possessions and external circumstances. According to Stoic philosophy, our happiness and well-being should not depend on things outside of our control. Instead, we should focus on building inner strength and self-sufficiency. By practicing detachment, we can free ourselves from seeking validation from others and worrying about losing things. This doesn't mean we should give up our possessions or relationships. Instead, we should understand that they don't determine our happiness. For example, imagine you've worked hard and achieved success in your career, earning wealth along the way. While it's natural to feel proud, Epicurus would advise against getting too attached to these external markers of success. Instead, he would encourage you to focus on your inner values and virtues, which bring lasting happiness. In your daily life, you can practice gratitude for what you have, while remembering that material possessions are impermanent. You could also engage in acts of generosity, like donating to charity, to maintain a balanced perspective on wealth. Detaching from material possessions and external circumstances is a key lesson from Epicurus and an important part of Stoic philosophy. By adopting this mindset, we can find inner peace and resilience, leading to a more fulfilling life. Lesson 5. Practicing self-discipline and self-control. In the Enchiridion, the 5th lesson highlights the importance of self-discipline and self-control. These are crucial aspects for leading a virtuous life, as per Stoic philosophy. Epicurus, a prominent figure in Stoicism, stressed the significance of mastering our impulses and desires, to maintain mental peace and foster personal growth. Self-discipline and self-control involve the ability to resist immediate satisfaction in favor of long-term benefits. It also means managing our responses to external situations. This practice is akin to gaining personal freedom because it frees us from being slaves to our impulses. Instead, it empowers us to live in alignment with our fundamental values and principles. Consider the example of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Often, we're tempted to indulge in unhealthy foods or skip exercise for easier, more sedentary activities. However, through self-discipline, we can resist these fleeting temptations and prioritize our long-term health and well-being. This might entail establishing a regular exercise routine, preparing nutritious meals, and ensuring adequate sleep. Implementing this lesson requires consistent dedication and practice. Yet, the rewards are substantial. By cultivating self-discipline and self-control, we can make wiser decisions, achieve our goals more effectively, and lead a more harmonious and fulfilling life. When we master our desires and responses, we experience personal liberation and lasting contentment by living in accordance with our values and principles. Lesson 6. Overcoming fear and anxiety with rational thinking. The sixth lesson from the Bhagavad Enchiridion highlights the importance of rational thinking in dealing with fear and anxiety. Epicus, a wise thinker, believed that many of our negative feelings come from thinking in ways that aren't logical. By looking at these thoughts and replacing them with sensible ideas, we can lessen our suffering and have a more even mindset. One main way to do this is by questioning our thoughts, particularly when they make us feel upset. When we find the irrational beliefs behind our fears and worries, we can challenge them and swap them for more reasonable views. For example, let's say you're about to speak in public and you're really nervous. Maybe you're worried that if you mess up, people will laugh at you or think badly of you. To use rational thinking here, you could remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes sometimes, and most likely, the audience won't be too harsh. Also, you can understand that your worth as a person isn't tied to just one performance. By changing your irrational beliefs to more balanced thoughts, you can lower your anxiety and approach the situation feeling more sure of yourself. Another way to handle fear and anxiety is by focusing on the present moment and not getting caught up in negative what-if thoughts. Often, our worries come from imagining the worst possible outcomes. But if we keep our attention on what's happening right now and concentrate on what we're doing, we can lessen the effect of these unhelpful thoughts and keep a more balanced state of mind. Lesson 6 of the Enchiridion teaches us that by using rational thinking, we can tackle fear and anxiety. By questioning irrational beliefs and concentrating on the present, we can develop a steadier mindset and face life's challenges with more confidence and clarity. Lesson 7. Treating others with kindness and empathy. The seventh lesson from the Enchiridion emphasizes how important it is to treat others with kindness and empathy. Epicus, the thinker behind the Enchiridion, believed that it's crucial to recognize our shared humanity and to extend compassion towards others. According to Stoic philosophy, we are all connected, and we should aim to support each other in our journey towards becoming wiser and better individuals. One way to put this lesson into practice is by actively listening and showing genuine interest in the thoughts and feelings of others. By doing this, we can better understand where they're coming from and what they're going through. This helps us develop empathy and build stronger bonds with others. For instance, if a friend confides in you about their struggles, instead of trying to solve their problems or give advice, you can show empathy by acknowledging their feelings and the challenges they're facing. By demonstrating that you care and understand, you can offer them the support and encouragement they need to overcome their difficulties. Another aspect of treating others with kindness and empathy is being mindful of how our actions and words can affect those around us. We should strive to behave in a way that is considerate, respectful, and supportive, even when we don't agree with or fully understand someone else's point of view. This approach helps create a more compassionate and harmonious environment for everyone. The seventh lesson from the Enchiridion underscores the importance of kindness and empathy in our interactions with others. By actively listening, validating others' experiences, and being considerate of their feelings, we can forge deeper connections and contribute to a more compassionate world. In doing so, we embody the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, and temperance, which further our own personal growth and well-being. Lesson 8. Learning from criticism and being unaffected by others' opinions. The eighth lesson from the Enchiridion emphasizes the importance of learning from criticism while maintaining a healthy detachment from others' opinions. Epicus believed that it's crucial to assess feedback objectively, discerning valuable insights from unconstructive remarks. By doing so, we can grow and improve without getting emotionally entangled in the judgments of others. To apply this lesson, start by cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness when receiving feedback. Recognize that criticism can offer valuable opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When faced with criticism, consider the source and context, reflecting on whether there's a valid point or lesson to be gleaned. For instance, if a colleague offers constructive criticism on a project you've been working on, rather than reacting defensively, take a moment to objectively evaluate their suggestions. If their feedback can help you improve your work, embrace it. However, exercising self-discipline is essential to resist short-term temptations and prioritize long-term health and well-being. This may involve establishing a regular exercise routine, preparing healthy meals, and ensuring you get enough sleep. Applying this lesson requires consistent effort and practice, but the rewards are significant. By mastering our desires and reactions, we can experience personal freedom and lasting satisfaction, living in harmony with our values and principles. Lesson 9. Building resilience in tough times. The ninth lesson from the Enchiridion teaches us about the significance of developing resilience when we encounter difficulties. Epictetus, a wise philosopher, believed that life throws many challenges and setbacks our way. How we cope and push through these tough times plays a crucial role in our personal growth and overall well-being. One effective way to nurture resilience is by adopting a growth mindset. This means looking at setbacks not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for learning and self-improvement. Instead of feeling defeated when faced with a sudden job loss, for example, we can choose to see it as a chance to explore new career avenues, pick up new skills, or delve into passions we didn't have time for before. Maintaining this positive outlook helps us turn adversity into a catalyst for positive change. Another aspect of developing resilience involves managing our emotional responses to challenging situations. Epictetus stressed the importance of distinguishing between events themselves and our judgments about them. By understanding that our emotions are influenced by our thoughts and beliefs, we can gain better control over our reactions. This allows us to stay composed and stable even when faced with adversity. In summary, the ninth lesson from the Enchiridion highlights the importance of resilience in the face of adversity. By embracing a growth mindset and learning to manage our emotional reactions, we can navigate life's challenges with resilience and continue to grow and thrive. This ability to bounce back from setbacks is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a key ingredient for a fulfilling life. Lesson 10. Thinking about ourselves to get better. The 10th lesson from Enchiridion talks about how thinking about ourselves can help us get better. Epicus, an ancient thinker, believed that if we regularly look at our thoughts, actions, and reasons for doing things, we can understand ourselves better. Then, we can try hard to match what we do with what we believe in and think is right. One way to think about ourselves is to spend some time every day alone, thinking. This can mean looking back on what happened during the day, finding places where we didn't do what we wanted, and figuring out how we can do better next time. By doing this every day, We become more aware of what we do and can try to improve ourselves all the time. For example, at the end of each day, you might think for a little while about how you talked to people, reacted to things happening around you, and dealt with your own feelings. As you do this, think about whether what you did matched what you believe is right, like being honest or kind. If you find places where you could have acted differently, remember that for next time. Another important part of thinking about ourselves is realizing and challenging any ideas or ways of thinking that hold us back. By noticing these things and working to change them into better thoughts, we can grow personally and make real, lasting changes. The 10th lesson from Enchiridion shows how powerful it can be to think about ourselves to get better. By always thinking about why we do things and trying to match that with what we believe, we can understand ourselves more deeply and live a better, truer life. This idea of thinking about ourselves is very important in Stoic philosophy and can help all of us. As we conclude our enlightening journey through the top 10 lessons from Epictetus, we are reminded of the enduring wisdom and practical insights that this ancient philosophy offers us. We began by understanding the importance of differentiating between what we can control and what we cannot. Learning to cultivate inner peace in a world often filled with uncertainty was our first step. Then, we delved into the significance of embracing fate and accepting life events with grace, fostering resilience and serenity in the face of adversity. We also discovered the profound truth that living a virtuous life, characterized by kindness, wisdom, and self-discipline, is attainable. Learning to detach ourselves from material possessions and external circumstances, finding fulfillment and contentment within ourselves, was another important lesson. We learned the value of practicing self-discipline and self-control, as well as treating others with kindness and empathy, illuminating the fundamental principles of Stoic philosophy. Understanding how to overcome fear and anxiety through rational thinking was pivotal. Learning to challenge and transform our irrational beliefs into balanced perspectives was emphasized. In a world that often prioritizes external validation, we were shown the necessity of learning from criticism without being swayed by others' opinions, fostering a healthy sense of self-worth and emotional resilience. The 9th lesson underscored the value of developing resilience in the face of adversity, emphasizing the importance of a growth mindset and emotional regulation. Finally, we were encouraged to engage in continual self-reflection, striving to align our actions with our values and seeking constant self-improvement. As we move forward, I invite you to carry these lessons with you, applying them to your daily life. Remember that Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be contemplated, but a way of life to be lived. Embodying these teachings can profoundly impact your perspective, your relationships, and your overall quality of life. Epictetus, once a slave who rose to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, leaves behind a remarkable legacy. His teachings, encapsulated in the Enchiridion, still resonate with us today, providing practical wisdom to navigate life's complexities in a world that is constantly changing. The philosophy of Epictetus remains a steadfast guide, offering timeless insights into achieving a life of tranquility, virtue, and fulfillment. As we conclude, let us remember Epictetus's words: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let this be a compass directing us toward a life of wisdom, resilience, and virtue. Let's embody these teachings, embrace the Stoic way of life, and step into a world of peace, understanding, and continual growth. Explore the world and learn new things, but most of all, look for value. As you go forward, may your life be like a well-written book where the depth of its writing is more important than its size. May the ideas of minimalism, Stoicism, and Eastern philosophies fill every page of your life with meaning, happiness, and satisfaction. As the great philosopher Seneca once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." Let's keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep moving through life with virtue as our anchor and knowledge as our guide. Thanks for coming along with me on this trip. Your way should be clear, and your heart should lead you to a life that is meaningful and full of happiness. If you're ready to delve deeper, head over to the Stoicism for Beginners playlist, where you'll find daily exercises and challenges to help you apply Stoicism into your life. The link is given in the comment section below. Speaking of the channel, consider subscribing for more content on philosophy and personal development centered around Stoicism. Building a strong community around these ideas is important to me. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Your likes and comments are a huge encouragement to keep creating valuable content.